ओम सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम तम गोचरम गोविंदम परमानंदम सद्गुरुं प्रणतोस्म्यहम्. We have been studying Shankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani. In the last class, we studied up to Shloka 410, but we made a small error. That previous Shloka we had studied up to 382, and last class we started from 384. So we missed 383. So nothing should be missed in this wonderful book. So today we shall read 383 and then come down to 411. The topic in 383 is the same. Nididhasan is going on. And almost we are reaching Samadhi. Vishuddham antakaranam swarupe nivesha sakshini avabodha matre shanai shanai nishalatam upanayan Purnam Swameva Anvilokya Tataha. First is that Antakaran should be fully pure. So all the preliminaries and we have studied and all that karma and then Shravanamana and Dasan. So the Antakaran should have become fully pure. That pure Antakaran, Swarupe Nivesha, has to be merged or entered into your own real nature. The pure antakarana, where the I vibration has become very pure and it has taken the form of Aham Brahmasmi. So it can be merged into the Swarupa which it is feeling. Swarupa Nivesha. That Swarupa is Sakshini, is unchanging consciousness. Avabodha Matre, only consciousness only. That is the pure consciousness, that is the Swarupa of the Sakshi, and in that, Antakarana should be merged and gradually, it happens gradually, because the habits of past lives are there. So the Antakarana Spandan, that is that wave goes on. But when we are entering it into Swarupa, gradually, Shanai Shanai, Nishchalatam Upanayan, bring it to a state where it is not moving. And the current wave should not be there. So bring it to a state where it does not move. Gradually, slowly, it will lose the amplitude and slowly, it comes to a resting position. Then you see there, Purnam Swam Eva Anuvilokayet Tata. Tata means after that, you can see your own real nature. You can see yourself. And then this Brahmasmi will shine. So this shloka remained, and this automatically gets connected with what we have to read today. So we have read up to 410, and in the 408, 9, and 10, wonderful description of Samadhi was there. So what is there now? What happens after Samadhi? Today's topic is what happens after Samadhi, how to stabilize that state, how to live after that state. That is the topic today. Samahita, 411, I am reading. Samahita anta karana swarupe vilokayatma namakhanda vaibhavam vichindi bandham avagandha ganditam yatne na punsam safali kurushva. So that same idea of 383 is getting repeated here. Antakarana Swarupe Samahita. There it was Nivesha, now it is Samahita. That means it gets absorbed now. Antakarana gets absorbed in this Swarupa, and there you see, you realize, you experience Atmanam, your own real nature. Akhanda Vaibhavam, its glory is unbroken. You see yourself who has the unbroken glory. And that will break all the bondages, which in the breakdown in that way, bandham, bondages, bhavagandha ganditam, which smells of the transmigratory world. It smells. That means it has the defect of the transmigratory existence. These are the bandhanas and they are broken once you can absorb your antakaran into real nature. Yatnena. And all this requires effort. And what happens? Punsam sapale purusha. You are born as a human being, and that really becomes successful. To be born as a human being is a rare opportunity. We were told in the third shloka, Manushyatvam Mumukshitvam Mahapurusha Samshraya, the Deva Anugraha Dukam Durlabham Trayamaitat. So that becomes successful only when we realize our own real nature through Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Satchidanandamadvayam Bhavayatmanam Atmastam Na Bhuya Kalpase Dvane. So you are now free from all the upadhis. That means you are no more feeling you are the body or you are the mind or your eye consciousness. You are not feeling that now. And what is that has become free from upadhis? Advaya Satchidananda. Your existence, one without a second, which is only existence, consciousness, and bliss. And that will come to you when you are meditating on that. Bhavaya. Contemplate, meditate, feel. Atmanam Atmastham. You can feel there that you are staying in yourself. Sarupa Pratishtha. You will feel there that you are living in yourself. Na bhuya kalpasya dhvani. Then you will not be required to be reborn or you will not be required to move into this transmigratory world again. So that is finishes your bandhanas forever. And when you contemplate like that, you will never be born again. Ayev punsa paridrishyamanam abhasa rupena phalanubhutya shariram aradhyavannirastam punarna sandhatta idam mahatma phalanubhutya. That means because of your past life, you had got this body. So that is called phalanubhutya. But now, after samadhi, it will appear to you just like a shadow. It will appear to you, but it will not appear real to you. That is the difference. After samadhi, you will come back to the external consciousness, but as an enlightened person. And there, the body will appear to you, but it will not appear real to you. It will appear like a shadow. A man sees his shadow. Like that will be your position, abhasa rupena, just an appearance. And the shariram, how the body will appear? Shavavat nirastam, just like a corpse. You have removed that body from your consciousness. Body appears like a shadow. It does not appear to be your body. So you have given up that body like a corpse. And again, it never comes back in your consciousness. Punarna dhatte idam atma. That man, you should not be afraid that once I lose the body consciousness, it may come back. No, it has gone forever. The body has become like a shadow, like a corpse, and it will never come back. You will never get identified with that body. You will never have the body consciousness again. That is, after samadhi, these are the results of what will happen. Satata Vimala Bodhananda Rupam Sametya Teja Jadamala Rupopadhimetam Sudivre अथ पुनरपि नैव स्मर्यतां वान्तवस्तु स्मरण विषयभूतं कल्पते कुत्सनाय. So he's after describing samadhi, is inspiring him to get that state. What you achieved? Satata Vimala Bodha Ananda Rupam. A continuous state of full consciousness with full bliss, pure. That is what you have achieved. Your upadhi, the body, mind, etc., was jada and mala. It was jada and impure. That give up now. You need not attach yourself with that. Sudure give up. That means at a far distance mentally. Mentally you have come away from your body and other things which were your upadhis, and you again don't bring them back into memory at all. The simile is given. Suppose you have vomited something, you are not going to think of that vomit because that will only bring disgust in your mind. So this body-mind apparatus will not come back to your consciousness, though they may appear. You may just not try to remember them. समूलमेतत् परिदाय्य वन्नौ सदात्मनि ब्रह्मणि निर्विकल्पे तथा स्वयं नित्य विशुद्ध बोधानंदात्मना तिष्ठति विद्वरिष्ठा. So this is the state after Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Up till now, the inspiration was being given. You do like that, you do like that. Now it is stated what happens as the state of after Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That Nirvikalpa Brahman, which is the real Atman, is like a fire in which all this, the Ajnana, the body, the mind, and all that, is completely burnt up in the fire of self-knowledge. After that, Tata, Swayam, what are you? Nitya Vishuddha Bodhanandatmana Tishtati with Varishta. The real knower, with Varishta means real knower, stays afterwards as the eternal, pure consciousness, bliss self. So that is become the state after Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Prarabdha Sutra Grasitam Shariram Prayatu va Tishtatu Gaurivasrak Natat Puna Pashyati Tattvaveta Nanda Atmani Brahmani Lena Vritti. Body is made by Prarabdha. Prarabdha Sutra Grasitam. The construction of the body depends upon your prarabdha, the momentum with which you are born. So that is your body. Now you don't have body consciousness. You don't feel that it is I body or my body. So whether it drops or leaves, you have no concern. You have no concern now with the body. It can continue for some time because the prarabdha had made it, or it may fall down at that point if the prarabdha is exhausted. But for you, it is nothing. Gauri was struck. We put garland in the neck of a cow. We feel glorified. The cow does not. And suppose that garland drops down, what is there to the cow? Whether the garland is there or not there, it is nothing for the cow. The example of cow is given because the garland may be honorable to us, not for the cow. So that becomes the position of the Jnani with regard to his own body. Natat puna pashyati tattvaveta. Tattvaveta. One who has realized his real nature, he does not again look at that That means he does not care for that. Because his vritti, which was rising from the I consciousness, has got merged into Anandatmani Brahmani, the blissful self which is Brahman. In that all the vibrations of mind have gone. And so he does not look after the body with the same care which a living person sees. Here itself, let me tell you, because of the Jnani's constitution, this is being described. There can be some other view. I'll tell you an incident. Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, Shivanand Swami, Mahapurush Maharaj, in the old days had a lot of problems physically, and asthma was one of the main problems. So, from physical point of view, he could not sleep for 3, 4 nights. So, hearing that, one of the disciples came to see, and he asked, "How are you, Maharaj?" And he said, "I'm fine. I'm in bliss. I'm in bliss. I'm fine." That was his normal state. Then he said, "Oh, Maharaj, I heard that you did not sleep for 3 nights." Then, as if coming from the first floor to the ground, he said, "Oh, you are talking of the body. Body is going towards its natural end now. But by Thakur's grace, I know that I am not the body." Then he said, "But I do not neglect it totally. If the doctors tell something, I do it." And he patted his own body and said, "There is something special here. In this body, I touched God. And now I see through this body, God is working." This topic I will bring again when they talk of Jivan Mukta. So, in the passive way, the Jnanis feel that Prabhupada is there or not there, I have no desire. That is the passive statement. Actually, what has happened? His ego has been merged in God. So, who lives in that body now? Not that man. Now, God lives in that body. This difference we should understand. That in Shankara's description, you will get a passive description. But actual life, we see that these are the best instruments of God. God, when we believe Sagun Brahma, God protects this universe. And for that, he requires his instruments. So, which instruments he uses? These purified souls. And he taxes them to the utmost, and they joyfully do it. So, it is not only a passive state as being described now, but the body has that importance. Two sides he told. This body touched God. That means I did my sadhana through this body. And now I see that God is blessing and helping many people through this body. So they do not live there in that body then. God lives in that body and they become his instruments. Anyway, so here the description is let the body remain or live, and like the garland. Now they do not take that care of the body, but they do care for the body because they know that it is God's instrument now. Akhandanandam atmanam vijnaya swaswarupatah kimichhantasya va hetor deham pushnati tattvavid. One who has known the real nature, what he has realized? Unbroken, blissful self as his own real nature. Then he cannot have any desire. And he does not want to do something. So why he should fatten his body? That is the description. Pushnati. Why he should fatten his body? So he not take care of that body to make it fat. But if the body works as an instrument of God, that goes on. So, two sides of the same coin. that due to his knowledge, he does not pay that attention to the body which we pay, but he does pay attention to the body because through that, God is working his own work. Sansiddhasya phalam tvetat jivan muktasya yoginah vairanta sadananda rasasvadanam atmani. Sansiddha, that means completely perfect. Phalam tvetat, that is the result. If a man gains perfection through Nirvikal Samadhi, the result is this, and that man is called Jivan Mukta. You see him still living in the body. He is not dead, but he is free. Jivan Mukta, that is a special issue with Vivek Chudamani. It is yet to come. Jivan Mukta is a special emphasis in Vivek Chudamani. That means if you get perfect knowledge, you need not die immediately. You live as a free person. So, Yogina means he was a sadhak before, but because he has reached absolute perfection, this is the result of the Jivan Mukta, that inside or outside, always he is filled with the bliss of the Atma. Sadananda Rasa Swada. Rasa Swada means he enjoys, but not in the subject enjoying the object way. He is full of bliss. Enjoy means he is full of bliss always. So that is the state of the Mahapurushas, full of bliss always, inside, outside. Now, he is telling with what steps this has come. With what steps this has come to remind us, because only describing the higher states will not do. But we have not realized to have to start from where we are. So the steps, major steps are being recounted now. Vairagyasya phalam bodho, bodhasya uparati phalam, swanandanubhavat shanti, esha eva uparate phalam. First is Vairagya, starts from Vairagya. And that includes all the Shat Sampattis. Vairagya, Vivek, Shamadhamadi Sampatti, and Mumuksha. With that, the person started. What came as a result? The consciousness of I am Brahman, or the consciousness of his real nature, came out as a result of that Vairagya. So Vairagya is a symbolic thing here. Vairagya means all the preparatory steps. All the preparatory steps, they resulted into consciousness arising in the man. And when the consciousness arose, then the external activity drops down, uparati. Uparati means the externalization of the mind drops down. That is the result of consciousness being aroused. And what happens when the uparati reaches its culmination? Experience of his own real nature, which is blissful. So these are the steps. Vairagya leading to arousal of consciousness, that leading to withdrawal of the externalism, and withdrawal of externalism results in the realization of your blissful nature. That is the result. And that results into Shanti, the absolute unruffledness of your personality. Absolutely unruffledness of your personality results from that Sananda Anubhava. So, Nirvikam Samadhi is called Sanandanubhav, and the resultant life is called Shanti. Yadyuttarattara bhava purva purvantu nishphalam nivrutti parama triptir anando anupama sata. Now here one important thing is telling that whether Vairagya is real or not, it depends upon next step. If you do not get the next step, your previous step is useless. That is the statement. If you are not getting bodha, then that vairagya is useless. We see many people apparently vairagya, but they do not get the bodha. So if we say that if we are not getting bodha, then that vairagya is useless. And if your bodha does not give withdrawal of your externalism, then that Bodha is of no use. And this withdrawal of externalism, if it does not fill you with full bliss, then that withdrawal is useless. And this full bliss, it does not culminate into absolute undisturbed life, then that is no use. So, test of whether that is real or not depends upon the next step you are getting. So that is why he has described the connected steps and says that there may be appearance of vairagya, there may be appearance of withdrawal, there may be appearance of a blissful state, but the real will be there only if it has come to the next step. And in that sense, nivrutti will come and parama tripti will come. You will be satisfied forever. And that ananda will have no example in the outside world. Sata, it will automatically come. So if the steps are correct, the result will automatically come. If that is not coming, then the previous things are useless. Drishta dukkhe shunu dvego vidyaya prastutam phalam yat kritam bhranti velayam nana karma jugupsitam pashyat naro vivekena tat katham kartum arhati. So what is the fall of Vidya? What is the fall of all this effort to get knowledge? You are experiencing dukkha. Even now you may experience dukkha. Dukkha may be experienced, but it will not disturb you. Drishta dukkheshu anudvego. Important thing, huh? One should not think now no more headache or dukkhas may come, but that will not disturb you. Anudvega. You will not have udvega due to dukkha's. Dukkha's experience, that is the fall of Vidya. Fall of Vidya is not, as wrongly thought by people, he will have no disease, no mental worries. No, he may have all that, but that will never, that is on the surface. He is merged in his Swarupa. So that will not put a problem to him. And when he was under Jnana, he might have done bad actions or good actions. Bhranti Velayam, in the state of ignorance or delusion, he might have done various works which may not be praiseworthy. But due to discrimination, Viveka, when all that is been destroyed, now he will not do them again. That much you are sure that now he will not done the Jugupsita karma. And what he has done, what has to do with that? It may produce some trouble. He will never feel disturbed by that. So, the balanced state of the Chitta Prajna is being described. Vidya phalam syad asato nivrutti pravrittir ajnana phalam sadikshitam tadjnanayor yan mrugat rushrikadav noched vidam drishtaphalam kimasmat. The result of Vidya is the unreal things go away from our life. The result of wrong consciousness was pravritti. You have seen that. Externalism. You have seen that. So, like that mirage in the desert, if you know that it is a mirage, you will not go there to drink water. You will know that it is sand. If you do not know, you will go there to drink water. So the inner response varies. That is what is described. Outside situations may remain the same. But from your consciousness, the unreal things have dropped. So, like knowing the water in the mirage in the water, in sand, or not knowing it, makes this difference that it does not produce a pravritti in you. If that is not the result, then what is the drishta phala of Jnana? That means if after knowledge the same cravings remain, then what is the result of the Jnana? So the result of the knowledge should be, which we will get in Nirvikala Samadhi, is that all the cravings will vanish. because you know that is unreal. If that cravings do not vanish, how will you say that you have knowledge? So the main point is that having knowledge, if one has cravings, that knowledge is not real. So the test of good knowledge is being told here. अज्ञान हृदय ग्रंथेर विनाशो यदि अशेषता अनिच्छोर विषया किन्नु प्रवृत्ते कारणम स्वतः. When the hridaya granthi, the knot in the heart consisting of wrong knowledge, asheshata vinasho, if it has been destroyed totally, then he has no desire. Then what can the cause of his pravrutti? What can the cause of his externalism? Here again I will tell that if God uses him as his instrument, he has no craving. But God uses that instrument and he does work for the others. Otherwise, in his own consciousness, and the doer has vanished forever, that does not come back. Again, the steps, huh? Very beautiful description of steps again and again. Because we cannot jump into Nirvikar Samadhi. Vasananudaya bhogye vairagyasya tadavadi aham bhavodaya bhavo bodhasya paramavadi lina vrittir anutpattir maryado paratestu sa. What is the limits of vairagya? What is the end of vairagya or the culmination of vairagya? The desire for objects do not rise. The desires for enjoyments do not rise. That is the effect, real effect of vairagya. And what is the result of gaining right consciousness? Aham bhavodaya bhavo. The rise of the ego is not there. If the right knowledge has arisen, the result is that I, ego, is not there. Aham bhavodaya abhav. Absence of the rise of ego. And the total withdrawal into samadhi. What is the result of that? Lina vrittar anutpatti. That wave which has gone into Brahman will not come back again. That is the final result of the withdrawal, is that the wave which was rising, it has been merged in Brahman, it will not rise again. No duality will come to him again. Brahmakartaya sada sthitaya nirmukta vaya arthadhir anya vedita bhogya bhoga kalano nidraluvat balavat स्वप्नालोकित लोकवत् जगदिदं पश्यन् क्वचित् लब्धधीर् आस्ते कश्चिदनंत पुण्य फलभु धन्यस्य मान्यो भुवि. Now is describing the glorious life of a Jivan Mukta. He stays always as Brahman. Brahma karataya sada siddhataya. Nirmukta bhaya arthati. His Bodha has no tendency to get some external thing. Then how does he live? Sometimes it will appear that he lives as per others' desire. That means other people may bring food for him, clothes for him. He does not make effort for that. But bhoga, bhoga kalano. It appears as if in his experience, kalano is experience, that he is enjoying the enjoyments given by others. Generally, people honor the Brahmanas. They may bring him this, they may bring him that. In him, there is no sense of enjoyment. But what people bring him and do? So the external signs of a Jivan Mukta are being told. But like a Nidra, if you bring food to a sleeping man, he may get up and eat and sleep again. He has not felt also what is special taste or anything. Or a small child, others care for it, you care for it, you give him food, you give him clothes, he dresses, he enjoys, he eats. So his life is apparently like a sleeping man sleeping to the external world, or like a child. So other people care for him. He is not caring. And how does he look at the world? He remembers the dream, and that time he looks into the world. Oh, this I had experienced before. Now it is appearing to me like shadows. So the world may appear again to a man of realization. That is the point being emphasized here. Some people wrongly feel that after Nirvana Samadhi cannot come back. Shankaracharya is describing after Nirvana Samadhi what happened. The knowledge has come. And due to this knowledge, he looks at the external world as if it is a dream world. Pasyan Kvachit Labdhati. These are rare people who has got knowledge. Aste. How this has come? Kashit. Kvachit, Kashit. Kvachit, rarely. Kashit, rare person. Ananta Punya Phulabhu. He has infinitely done punya in his previous life and this life, and that has brought him to this state. Dhanya Samanya Bhuvi. In this world, he is respected and is really blessed. So, a picture of the blessed life is being described here. Sita Pradnyo Yatirayam Yah Sananandam Ashnute Brahmanyeva Vilinatma Nirvikaro Vinishkriya. This sannyasi is now called Siddha Prajna. Gita word is explaining now. Always is enjoying bliss. His self has been merged into Brahman. He has no vikar, he has no action of his own. This is called Siddha Prajna. Now he splits that Siddha Prajna and describes what is Prajna and what is Siddha. ब्रह्मात्मनो शोधितयो एक भाव अवगाहिनी निर्विकल्पा च चिन्मात्रा वृत्ति प्रज्ञेति कथ्यते सुस्थिता सौ भवेद् यस्य स्थित प्रज्ञस्य उच्यते एक भाव अवगाहिनी वृत्ति that वृत्ति that which feels only one reality. And the words Brahman and Atman have become Shodhita by him. The words have become purified in his consciousness. That means he has attained the real meaning of the word Brahma and Atman. And that is why only one reality is shining in him without any alternate. In matra, only consciousness has filled in that vibration. That is called prajna. Prajna is that internal knowledge which understands only one unity, where the Brahman and Atman words have become purified, which does not have a second alternate, which is only consciousness. Such vritti is called prajna. Susthita also, and that prajna when it becomes steady. That prajna when it becomes steady, that means that vritti goes and becomes dipti. That is the meaning. Vritti is a vibration, and vibration becomes steady means the vibration vanishes. A flash comes in his life. That is called Siddha Prajna. That is called Siddha Prajna. That means all his efforts have culminated into a flash, and he has only one consciousness now, that of Brahma. Now, from the next sloka onwards, we get the description of the Jivan Mukta. A lot of time is left. I wish to stop here because this is a very special topic of Vivek Chudamani, the Jivan Mukta life, and we should give special importance to that in the next class. Maharaj, please permit me to stop the class earlier today. Were the people here?
No, the Maharaj didn't come today, Maharaj.
I can stop, na? Okay. I'll resume this topic on the next turn, na? Okay. Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiyam Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.